Hi, everybody. My name's Leslie, and I'm the owner of IndieGetMarried.com. Being an interfaith minister or wedding officiant, it gives me that wonderful opportunity to be a part of thousands of different types of weddings. Now, I wanted to make this video to help those of you that may not have a huge budget or for one reason or the other, you're just not able to have a wedding rehearsal. So I wanted to share a few tips with you in hopes to make your ceremony go as smooth as possible. Now, I know you don't want to look at me the whole video, so let's use a few pictures just to spice this up and have some fun. Now for the procession. If you're having more of a traditional ceremony, this is when your bridal party walks out and up to your altar or your arch or wherever it is that you're getting married. This is a more traditional order for your bridal party to use, or you can change this to your unique situation. Some people don't have flower girls or even bridesmaids for that matter. You may have more or less in your party, but make sure if they'll be standing at the altar with you during your ceremony, you practice and you adapt to the space that's given to you. Usually they fan out on each side of the bride and groom, or if it's just a small group of guests, I've even had some form a circle around us during the ceremony. Note for the first row, make sure you put place notes or reserved signs reserving the first rows if you have parents or other family members that's going to sit down after walking. I've had some instances where guests will fill up all the first seats, and then when your parents or family members go to sit down, there's nowhere left. And as for the music, I've had some awesome DJs, and then I've had some others that were less experienced, let's say. The main thing is to make sure whoever's in charge of your music, they know when to change the songs. If you have more than one song that's going to be playing during your bridal party when they walk down the aisle, and it's always nice to play music for the guests while they wait. Now, I've had times where the bride and groom, they're all finished walking down to the altar. The guests are still standing, and everyone's just looking and waiting with the song still blaring. Your officiant more than likely will wait to ask your guests to take a seat and start your ceremony once the song fades out or it lowers, rather than try to scream over it. And something else that helps get everyone on the same page is a wedding timeline. If you take the time to create one, it can be extremely helpful to everyone in your bridal party. For example, your DJ, your wedding officiant, and even your guest. This way everyone knows what's expected of them, like when and where they need to be. Everyone will be on the same page and know what will be going on throughout the day. Now, I know you're already overwhelmed with your to-do list, but you could even have a groomsman in charge of creating a timeline. Just maybe expect to see beer breaks throughout it. And the ceremony. Now, the ceremony should be easy peasy, except trying to hold back the tears, maybe. And the groom and bride should stand arm's length to where they can hold hands, but not close enough that the officiant is screaming at them rather than through them to the guest. And I always like to mention to the couples that stress, it can make your finger swell up a whole size. So if the ring doesn't go on as easy as it normally does, just push it on as the finger as far as you can without a struggle. And then just let that person push it on the rest of the way. And if it's hard for you to remember which hand to put the ring on, and trust me, it happens when you're standing up there and you're nervous. Just act like you're gonna shake the other person's hand with your left hand, you know, the side where you feel your heart beating like 1,000 miles an hour, and there you go, that's the right hand. And for the recession, once you're pronounced married and your ceremony's over, remember to turn around and just take a moment to look at all your guests and just take everything in. Take a deep breath and then walk out with your spouse. Make sure your bridal party waits until you both have walked out and down the aisle to start down the aisle after you. You deserve to have that moment to yourself. And it's a good idea to give your officiant or DJ some dismissal instructions that you would like them to give your guest. For example, please head to the bar for cocktails while the couple meets for pictures. Or maybe remain seated, or just dismiss them however you decide to. Now, there's so many things to go over and tips that I could give you, but I'd be afraid of losing your attention if this were any longer. So just make sure you drink some water and eat something the morning of your wedding. And I hope you found this video helpful to you. If so, please share the video or leave me a comment or maybe some of your own tips, or just let me know what you think of it. Happy rehearsing and congratulations from Indy Get Married.